Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you Taroscopes for the month of August 2022. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you are used to my channel and familiar with Taroscopes, I do hope that you enjoy your reading. You can skip this intro and you can go straight into the reading. But if this is the first time that you are doing Taroscopes with me, welcome. Just to give you a little bit of information as to how the Taroscopes work, I record 12 separate individual readings for each sign of the zodiac, starting at Aries and going all the way through to Pisces and covering everybody in between. I then, in that particular reading, I'm connecting with the collective energy of that particular zodiac sign. I set the intention that it be applicable for sun, moon, or rising. So if you are an astrology nerd and you like all that information, you can obviously watch for your other signs as well. The intention behind these particular readings is just to give you insight into the month ahead, insight into, in this particular case, the month of August, to help you understand the energies that are going to be coming through, the circumstances that you may be dealing with, the situations that you may need to navigate, because obviously forewarned is forearmed. So if you know what's coming up, if you know the kind of energies, you know whether it's a good time to make big decisions or whether it's not, help you understand yourself a little bit more so that you can not waste unnecessary time and just get on and deal with the things that are important for the month ahead. The videos stay up all month long. Well, actually, they stay up all the time. So you can come back at any point during the month or even after the month, because it's quite nice to, after the month in question, to go back and look at the video to sort of connect the dots, if I can put it that way. I have quite a few people who do that, and then they message me and they say, wow, in retrospect, it's actually quite clear as to the things that transpired and happened. So I record one intro. So every single sign of the zodiac gets this one intro, just to save myself repeating and talking about, the same things 12 times. And then I'm going to flip the camera around so that you don't get to see the face, you get to see the hands only, and then we're going to do the reading. This month I'm changing things up. I do that from time to time. So if you like things to stay constant, this is probably not the place you want to be. I like to change things up because I just feel like, a change is as good as a holiday, but I also feel like changing it up every now and again just keeps it fresh. Okay. And that's what I'm all about, is keeping things fresh, keeping things in exciting and motivating and enthusiastic. So I am going to be working with quite a few decks in this particular month's session. So I'm not going to bore you now and go through all the decks. What I will do is put it into the description below. So if you are interested or curious about any of the decks that I've used, please do check out the description of this particular video. I'll have all of that information listed there for you. And to help you navigate and jump around between the different zodiac signs. So in other words, if you're watching your sign now and you want to go and watch a partner or a child or somebody else's, or you want to go and look at your moon sign or your rising sign, I will have the links to all of the other zodiac signs in the description box of this video as well. So if you read underneath, you will have all the information that you're looking for. I want to get straight into the reading. And please, if you haven't already done so, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. Click the bell as well if you enjoy the content that I put out for you. Click the bell so that you get the notification as soon as there's new content. I release content on a Sunday. I release a week ahead detailed reading that covers a lot of information. And then typically on a Thursday, I release some kind of inspirational reading for you, whether it be a pick a card reading, whether it be taroscopes, or whether it be just other inspiration from spirit that comes through. So if you do enjoy my content and enjoy this type of content, please do hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy your particular zodiac reading, show some love and give the video a like and comment below as well. Remember, the more you engage and interact with the video, the more you are supporting me and the channel and the work that I do. So if you want to keep me coming back, show me some love. I'm going to flip the camera around and let's get into your reading. Hello, Leo, and welcome to your August Taroscopes. As you can see, I have shuffled and laid out all the cards that we need today, and there are a lot. There are a lot. I have to say to you that looking at all the cards, there's quite a lot of contradiction that's coming through. Before I get into all of that kind of detail, though, can I just wish those of you celebrating a birthday in August, happy birthday. I know that's the bulk of you. Some of you had in last month, so happy birthday if you had in July. But for those of you celebrating in August, happy birthday. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you get spoiled with lots of love and blessings. Understanding that birthdays are quite significant, Leo, because when we have a birthday, it is an indication of an end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle for you. Every time that we rotate the sun, every time that we make a revolution, it's a new journey, it's a new experience, it's a new learning lesson and understanding. So birthdays are hugely significant, not just because you're getting older. That is something that happens, but it's not the main thing. The main thing is about realizing that we get a do-over. We get to go around one more time. We get new experiences, new lessons, new learning. Now, it's significant that we remember that in doing your August reading. And as I said to you, there are quite a few conflicts that I'm picking up on in the reading. For example, just starting right down here, we've got this card that is so loud and so bold and so bright and so clear to read that says take the lead. And we know, Leo, that that's who you are. As a I wanted to say as a species, but that's not quite the word I'm looking for. As the lions, as the king of the kingdoms, you are the leaders. You are natural born leaders. You are always the person or the people who are trying to guide other people through their trials and tribulations. You're always leading by example. You're always the one that's out in front. And where you go, others will follow. So take the lead comes naturally to you. It's not something that we need to be like, I need to be telling you. You just be yourself and you will naturally be the leader that you are. But then connected to it, we've got this card of simplicity. So this is where the conflicts start coming through for me, because if you take the lead, it's generally bold and powerful and courageous and brave and, all of those kind of words. And then we get simplicity, which is the opposite. But I think what it's telling you is when you take the lead, you don't have to complicate the situation. You don't have to complicate what you're doing and how you're doing it and who you're doing it with. Sometimes taking the lead in just by walking, by just being, by just revealing that part of yourself is enough. And it's interesting because the card that reflects you in this huge reading that I have here for you, Leo, is the card of Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is the card of struggle. It's the card of hardship. It's the card of difficulty. It's the card of challenge and strife, but it's also the card of inner challenge and strife. So externally, during the day, you're putting on a brave face and pretending like everything is great. But inside of you, your mental, emotional self, spiritual self, is suffering, is panicking, is nervous, is stressed, is suffering terribly. So simplicity here for you is basically saying to you, you know what, everything is perfect as it is. There is no need to change. There is no need to make better. There's no need to make worse. It's a case of acceptance. It's a case of simply just accepting and understanding that this is the reality. This is the way it is. But understand that your purpose and your place is to be the leader. So even though you are feeling the pressures of life at the moment, and again, not surprising that it happens around the time of your birthday, because again, it's like the pressure to complete, the pressure to come full circle, so that you can start again, so that you get that clean slate to start all over again. So there is this internal pressure, and I'm going to add to that the internal judgment, okay? The internal judgment of, have I done enough? Am I enough? Should I do more? Could I have done more? And if so, how, when, why, with who not? All of these kind of questions start coming through. So you've got to realize that sometimes less is more. And I look at the cards connected. So here we have you feeling overwhelmed, feeling stressed, feeling anxious, feeling all this pressure and all this anxiety. Spirit is saying to you, don't be so quick to judge yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. And sometimes understand that doing less is more, because that's exactly what this card is saying, which is connected to simplicity. And it's the simplicity of doing less that will bring you the happiness and the joy that you're looking for in your relationships, but in your own personal love of self. I am constantly drawn to this happiness card in the top corner here, because if you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you will know that I am just such a happiness, I don't know what the word is. You know, to me, happiness and joy are the most important things in life. And if you're not doing things that bring you happiness and joy, you're not living the right life. You're not doing the right things. This is an affirmation that you can work on, that you can work with for the whole month of August, Leo. And by reminding yourself all the time that you are happy, it keeps you in the right lane. It keeps you moving in the right direction. It keeps you focused on the things that are most important. Understanding that you have to take the lead, but you have to take the lead towards your own happiness, and therefore, by extension, the happiness of others, even though you're suffering and feeling the weight of the world, you know, really and truly leaning on you. When I look at the tarot, okay, so I'm not going to go through card by card, because that's not how we're doing the reading this month. This month, we're sort of just letting all of this trigger the intuition and the messages from Spirit. So we've got the card in the center, which is the only one that has a purpose, and it's the card to identify you during the month. And it is the card of stress, it's the card of panic, it's the card of fear, it's the card of anxiety. But all around it, we don't have that. Okay, so it again is confirmation that all of the stress and anxiety is internal. Nobody's aware that you're feeling this way. I bet you if we had to call in your partner at this stage, if you have a partner or whoever is closest to you, if we had to call them in and say, how are you doing? They will say, no, they're fine. They're fine. When actually you're not. But it's because you're so good at hiding whatever is happening here internally within yourself. You have this ability to look brave and confident on the outside, regardless of what's happening on the inside. Now, as much as I'm saying that there is this kind of stress that's happening internally, we have to recognize and acknowledge that you're actually doing pretty okay. You know, you've actually had a good year around the sun. The last year has been actually pretty good for you. You have done everything that you've needed to. You've achieved everything that you've needed to. And you've come out of it feeling quite confident and feeling quite sure of yourself. I feel like those of you who are employed, who are working, you probably have had a very successfully uneventful year. Successfully uneventful. And I say that because it means that everything's been okay. There haven't been too many challenges or too many problems. And for those of you who are self-employed, there may have been a lot of problems that you have experienced, or any of you actually in the workplace. You may have had the feeling of a lot of challenge and a lot of conflict and a lot of problems, but actually nobody else would be aware of that except you, because you're so good at hiding what's going on internally from what's going on externally around you. I am going to say to you, coming back to the I am happy, you know, this is something that you do need to focus on, because sometimes there is so much joy in simplicity, in simple day-to-day experiences. We don't need complications. And Leo, I think for you guys, especially at the moment, it's the one thing that you truly don't need is complications. I look at this card over here, this oracle card over here, and it's the House of Flowers. So my interpretation of the House of Flowers is saying to you that life is very delicate, just like a bloom, okay? Just like a flower. It's very delicate when it's just opened up, or at any stage in its growth and development. The house is solid and sturdy and structured and safe and secure, but then we have this delicateness inside of that. And the message that's coming through for you is that is who you are. On the outside, you are solid and rigid and secure and strong and capable, but on the inside you are this delicate flower. And you've got to understand that you are just a house of flowers. And the problem that we have here is that the people around you don't realize that, because they see you as strong and capable and dependable and etc. They see you as the natural born leader. They see you as always happy go lucky. They see you as always somebody who's got everything together, that you, even though you have these delicate flowers inside, nobody ever says, hey, do you need some help? Because you've always just got things figured out. We have the Ace of Cups on the side here, and it's quite interesting that that has come through, because it shows that you've come into this month feeling quite confident. Okay, so leading up until August, everything's been quite okay. You've been confident, you've been achieving, accomplishing, attaining all your goals, doing everything that you needed to do. But now when August comes along, it's like suddenly the focus is shifting. And the focus is shifting now, I'm going to say, outside of you. Okay, so suddenly we're becoming more aware of everybody else in our space, everybody else in our lives, and you're starting to question why. Simple as that. Why are these people in your life? What are they bringing to your life? What are they contributing to your life? You're starting to question everybody's existence within your space. And you're starting to question, like, what are they bringing to me? How are they helping me? What are they offering me? In what way are they contributing to my happiness, or in what way are they contributing to my stress? And it seems like people are watching you to see how you respond to this, or how you react to this, or the way that you change your perception or perspective of other people. When I look at the tarot around the card that represents you, there seems to be a lot of bold movements. There seems to be a lot of standing up for yourself, speaking out a little bit, and expressing your true nature, your true feelings, your true needs, wants, and desires, because you're starting to question absolutely everything. Remember, as I said, this is your birthday month, which means we are starting a new journey around the sun. We are starting a new phase in our life, and we don't want to start this phase with any remnants from the last one. We want to recognize that sentence in our lives is done. We want to put that full stop at the end of the sentence, and we want to start off with a new capital letter, all excited, happy, successful, accomplished, with a plan, with a strategy. It's interesting, because as much as you don't want to rock the boat too much, there's definitely this, I'm going to call it this urge deep inside of you to rock that boat. And I'm going to encourage you to do that. I'm going to encourage you to rock that boat a little bit, because I can tell you right now, Leo, that everybody in your space needs a little bit of a rock, a little bit of a shake up, a little bit of a wake up call. And that's your job. That's who you are. This is what is important for you. And I can also say to you as well that even though it seems like an impossible task, August is a brilliant month for you to reestablish boundaries. August is a brilliant month for you to stand up for yourself, to reestablish yourself, and for people to start taking you, I don't want to say more seriously, because that implies that they weren't taking you seriously before, but I want to say that it's time to set those boundaries so that people accept you, see you, acknowledge you for who you are, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Keep reminding yourself, simplicity is key. We want to just say what needs to be said, and then shush. Put it out there. Let people hear what it is that you want to say. Let people hear what's important for you, and then stop. Let them process it. Let them understand it. Let them unpack it in whichever way they need to. And if you do that, you will be protecting your internal delicacy. Okay, you will be protecting your house of flowers, but you'll also be ensuring that nobody is going to come through and try and attack you in any way, shape, or form. There is a lot of confidence. When I look at the cards around you, we've got Queen, we've got King, we've got Empress, we've got Judgment, we've got Happy Home, we've got doing things a little bit, let me point to the right card, doing things a little bit differently. We have got overcoming struggles and difficulties, but we've also got rest, healing, and rejuvenation, as well as happy family. So, everything's pointing in the right direction. Everything's pointing towards the life that you want for yourself. A life of happiness, a life of joy, a life of abundance. But this is not possible if you don't set those boundaries, create that world for yourself, stand up for yourself, and make sure that the people in your life recognize and understand what it is that you want, or what it is that you need. I haven't looked at this oracle card yet, and it is the oracle card of intuition. I'm going to read the little fine print here, because I know you can't see it. The intuition says, the power of intuition will light your path, providing a connection to the divine. So when you are setting out on this new journey of yours, when you are embarking on your year around the sun, your new year around the sun, as you are stepping into this, you've got to start trusting your own inner guidance. This this worry, this stress, and this anxiety. Acknowledge it, pay attention to it, see it, recognize it, understand it, allow it. But also know that those internal feelings that you have are guiding, driving, and directing your external world towards that which you know you want, you need, and you deserve. So it's time to start listening to that little voice of reason. It's time to start listening to, to your own internal guidance. And if there are people in your life who are not fulfilling a purpose, ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. Why are you carrying these people in your life if they are not bringing anything to your existence? If they are bringing you happiness, fabulous. If they are bringing you success, if they are helping you nurture and take care of your delicate flowers, then that's fabulous. But if they are only contributing to your internal stress and your internal anxiety and your internal complications, then maybe we need to look at the whole situation in a different way. Maybe we need to ask the tough questions. But in all honesty, Leo, you have a brilliant opportunity in front of you right now, an opportunity to redefine yourself, to take the lead and to reestablish yourself in the world. And August is the month for you to do that. It's happening now. Okay, so don't think, oh, I'll do it next month, or I'll do it later, or I'm waiting for a right opportunity. This is your right opportunity to make the changes internally and externally that are needed for you to be happy, for you to feel fulfilled, satisfied, and just more in tune with the life that you want for yourself, the direction that you want to move into. And remember, it doesn't have to be complicated. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. But we need to release this a little bit. We need to let go of this pressure and the stress a little bit, because it's all just a little bit too much right now. It's all just a little bit overwhelming. And you know what, Leo, it's not going to be difficult. When I look at the cards top down in this fashion, it's very clear to me that you have the ability to manifest and to create a life for yourself as easily as a click of a finger, as long as your head is in the right place, as long as you recognize your purpose, your function, as long as you recognize where it is you stand on the pillar, as long as you keep things simple, and as long as you recognize that you are not just tough on the outside, as long as you recognize that you are a vessel of delicacy. And as long as you realize that you've got to protect yourself, that you've got to nurture yourself, you've got to take care of yourself. And anybody that's in your space, anybody that comes into your life, they have to be bringing you something. There's got to be that equal exchange. We're not talking about gifts and fancy and money. We're not talking about that. We're talking contribution to your worldly existence. And as I said, being birthday month, it's the perfect time to put those boundaries in place and to stop people from taking advantage of you, because you know what? You're tired of this. You are absolutely tired of being that person all the time. And as much as you think to yourself, oh, but you know what? It's fine because, it's my it's my duty, it's my function, and it's what I want to do. But is it? But is it, Leo? I'm not so sure. I'm not so convinced that this is actually something that you have volunteered for. What you have volunteered for is to live a good life, a happy life, a balanced life, a simple life, and a happy life. So go and do that. Make the changes that are needed. Speak out and express yourself where needed. And realize that you don't have to carry everybody. They need to walk themselves. They're welcome to follow you. They're welcome to tag along. But they need to stand up for themselves. They need to handle themselves even while they are following in your footsteps. All right, Leo, I know that August is going to be amazing. Again, happy birthday. I do wish you all the best. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.